Hello. I know it's been a while. I've actually recorded many videos between now and then about my fish and my aquariums, but I work so much. When I get home, I have very little time to edit anything, and I realize even though I have all these videos I might upload someday, odds are me actually piecing them together like I want is probably not going to happen. So I'm just going to make this video here, which is going to catch up on everything that's been happening over the last 2 months since the last time I actually uploaded a video. Number one, this is my new 5-gallon tank with Autumn in it. Autumn has been moved to solitary confinement because Autumn here is a complete jerk. He hates everybody and anything to the point that he was chasing the snails, shrimp, anything in that 10-gallon tank, and he was headbutting himself into the driftwood and the logs, and he was just opening wounds on himself. So I took a time and I switched him out with Elvis, who used to be in the little 5-gallon. And Elvis actually gets along with everybody. He doesn't care. Elvis is totally chill. He's happy, you know, to be in there with other fish. No cares are given. I mean, I've seen him chase the little Inler guppies once or twice, but not very far, not for very long. Just a quick little, you know, scuttle, and then he's done. Alright, let me see if I can turn the light on. There's a lot of glare, so I have the light turned off. This is just a top fin 5.5-gallon tank. Now, before I had this tank, I did have a top fin 5-gallon retreat, which is like the whole rimless fancy thing with the glass top and the filter built in the side and the LED that comes over. The problem with that is the filtration kept getting off and messed up, and I had to keep digging way down there to try to get to the pump. I couldn't get it to fix. I tried to fix it a few times, and I also despise the fact that you could not hook a timer up to your lights. My plants were doing awful. I couldn't. It's like he hears me talking, so he's out showing off. Look at him go. But yeah, because I couldn't hook a timer up to it, my plants were getting messed up due to the lighting. So I tried, you know, altering it like they said on YouTube, fixing the light thing to automatically keep it on all the time. But even if I did, because both the filtration pump and the light plugged into the same wire that plugged into your power socket, even if you did that, you'd have to find a way to put a timer on that, which you can't really do without a splitter or turning your pump off with the light on a timer. Fast forwarding a little bit, I took it back to the store. I got a great deal on it, but I ended up taking it back anyway. I got tired of the pump messing up everything, and I picked up just the 5.5 top fin, you know, kit. I did some modifications. I went ahead and I bought a glass lid for it, which I got luckily, and I found in a mom and pop shop. The thing's probably been there 20 years. It was so covered in dust and the box was so faded. It was on their top shelf with their collection of aquarium lids. But this is not an Aquafina one. This one is a, let me see real quick. Okay, turning my light back on. This is called a Perfecto glass canopy aquarium top. And then it says that, you know, it fits 5.5-gallon tanks. You can tell from the style, it seems like it's pretty darn old. But this is what I found, and it actually fits the top fin 5.5-gallon tank perfectly. So some little modifications that I did when I set this tank up like normal, besides the glass lid, is I went ahead and ordered a second LED light. This is the exact same one I've had on my 2.5-gallon shrimp tank since it was a 1.5-gallon shrimp tank, but this lighting is so fantastic. My shrimp tank always looks so amazing that I had to get another one. So I ordered this one and bought this. I put the other lid away and the LEDs away. It came, well, this was actually the 10-gallon filter. Since both the 5.5-gallon and the 10-gallon have the same filter, I just reused my old one and kept the new one wrapped up. As you can see, it's stuffed with extra media because I like to alter my filtration. I don't like to just use filter pads. So it's got all that media from my old, you know, the old retreat thingy. I had it shoved in the side there. But I just reused all of it. Most of the tank water is the same, so I didn't want to mess with the biocycle that it might have grown already. But that's that tank, and then right below it is my little 1.5-gallon that used to have the shrimp in it. Now it's got a couple ghost shrimp in it now. I've done a lot of cleaning up. There's one turning white and there's another one, no, he's pretty clear, and it's got a zebra nearite in there. Now this, I took those lights off a lid for a 20-gallon tank that I acquired from work. Acquired meaning I asked permission first. We were doing a big cleanup. It was a return back when the store first opened. We never used it in the back and we were going to throw it out, so we made a good deal and I ended up able to take it home. But like all of my other aquariums, I don't like the plasticky black lids. I hate those black lids. So I took the LED lights off of the black lids and I made this cool little square out of them and hung it above my little 2.5-gallon. this tank has become like my living plant overflow slash emergency quarantine tank. Now, besides the ghost shrimp that are in there just to help with the little biocycle that you might be able to get in a 1.5 gallon tank, they kind of amuse me. Oh, there's like 4 or 5 in there still. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I only brought 5 home, so either one died or there's one more hidden back there. But they've been in there doing their own thing for a while. It's got that little filter in the back there that's doing its thing. My pothos plant, it's got some extra. These are like a fern. I'm trying to grow them out a bit, and then I'm trimming them up, these little pieces that are growing off of it, and putting them in the bigger tank, the extra java and all that other fun stuff. So this is just kind of like a little spare tank for emergency quarantine, shoving some extra aquatic plants in before I take them up and give them to a local pet store that I know, the lady who runs it, and she's always very happy to have it. But I do get a kick out of having it too, with a little bit of ghost shrimp that are kind of running around in there. And then we're just gonna, we're just gonna move over. I was gonna do a pause and everything, but no, let's just move over. And here it is, the original, my 2.5 red cherry shrimp tank. Now, minus a little bit of splurge on the glass here, Boris has slimed it. Ooh, I gotta clean that off. But there's the original light that I've copied. It's still hanging, though I realize I don't need to hang it anymore because I hung it because it doesn't fit on the old 1.5 gallon when I first got the light. But now that I have the 2.5 gallon, it actually would fit on top. But this is nice. It gives me room to work. But this with the glass lid that I actually cut from an old picture frame. One of these days I might make a video showing you guys how to do it. Super easy. It was like 11.5 inches by 8.5 inch picture frame. It was like $1 something at Walmart. I just bought the whole picture frame because I wanted the glass. I bought a $5 glass cutter. I measured it out, and it's just enough to leave this much space on the side. I didn't cut that. That's just the size of the glass. I only cut it in half. Well, quarters, I guess, a little more than half. But it fits perfectly like a glove, and it leaves just enough space here for wires and the, air tubing and all that to come out. It was amazing. It did have a little suction cup here that I used to open it with, but I took that off to use it in the other tank because it was my last suction cup, and I went ahead and put this on here. And this is just to help if I need to take the lid off or something, so I don't have to worry about accidentally possibly cutting my fingers. It's not sharp, but I'm very accident prone. So here's my little cherries. There's a ton of little babies in here again. And of course, none of them are up front right now. There's a couple under the leaf there. These guys are just doing their own thing. I barely do maintenance on this tank. God, that java moss is growing fabulous in here. I do maintenance enough to just come in, trim a couple leaves. Some of them need to be trimmed again. I did put some hair grass in here a while back, and it's looking very nice. But otherwise, I hardly do maintenance on this tank at all. I forget about it for ages. There's a little baby. I don't know if you can see him way back there. Hold on. I don't think it's going to focus. Oh, almost. Anyway, that little blurry dot, you can't really see too well. That's one of the little baby shrimp. So the shrimp are repopulating and doing their own little world down here, and I love it. I love watching them still. I'll just sit here, squat down, and just take a peek at it. And I love the plants in this tank. They're growing so awesome. Alright, let's move over to my biggest improvement. And here we are, my biggest improvement. The 10 gallon has been upgraded to the 20 gallon high. Now, I originally wanted a 20 gallon long, and I've been looking for one on Craigslist and Amazon, things like that, see if they go for sale. But this ends up, I actually acquired this. Like I said, work was clearing stuff out. We were throwing it out. I can get it for $1. There was no way we can resell it. It hasn't been in inventory for ages. It was a return. That was a non-sellable return. And we just never used it in the back pet shop area. So instead of throwing it out, I convinced them to let me purchase it for an extremely crazy deal. I'm not going to get into details on that, but it was acquired. So I've got a 20 gallon high. I basically moved everything from the 10 gallon into this tank. Now this tank has only been set up for about a week now, so it still has a lot of adjusting to do to being into a new tank, even though I used all the same, like the media down here is mixed in with old and new, all the same decorations, all the same plants, the same media filtration and everything. I just moved it all over. It's still an extra 10 gallons that the tank has to cycle for. Now what we have going on in this tank, there's Elvis. What's up, buddy? But what I have in this tank is I've got Elvis here. He's a crown tail beta. I've got my 3 rescue Indler guppies that I got home from work. They were caught in our... Oh, wait, there he is. Look, there's a little killifish. Killifish is also a rescue. That's the striped one you see there. What happened was the 3 Endler guppies we fished out of our sump in the fish store section, because we get guppies in, they have babies, they get sucked down into the sump and it's a pain in the behind. But occasionally, sometimes we can scoop them out. When we scooped them out, they were covered with ick. I mean, they were just encased in it. So I had brought them home and I put them in my 1.5 gallon tank with the heater on pretty high at like 86 to 90 degrees. And I thought they were going to die, and I figured that actually might even kill them, but I figured, you know, they're going to die at work anyway because we don't have a way to treat that to that severe of a case. We don't have the responsible employees and stuff to keep on it. No, it's not that, but nobody knows how. They're just not, you know, educated enough. Anyway, so I brought them home, I treated them, and sure enough, like 4 weeks later, they're absolutely fine. I moved them to the 2.5 gallon, but I think they were irritating the shrimp. These guys, they were much tinier then. Remember, keep in mind, they were just babies then. So I think they were irritating the shrimp though, because they're just go, 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 go. So I introduced them to the 10 gallon when Autumn was in there, and Autumn ignored them at first. But then after a while, Autumn just got to a point where he just hated everything. So that's why I switched him with Elvis here, and Elvis doesn't care. And oh, there's one of my other guys. I have also got some, oh, there he goes. Got some panda cories in here now. I've got 5. I wanted 7, but we sold 2 while I had a day off before payday. So there's 5 little panda cories in here doing their thing, and everybody so far is doing really, really well. And there's the main reason I wanted to upgrade. There's Barbosa, my bristlenose Placosimus. Elvis is just so, you're getting so fat, my friend. Now, what I'm working on in this tank still is I'm actually working on that flow. I don't like how fast it is. I've decreased the bubbler a lot, but that flow, I've got so much trying to block it and, you know, damper it, but it's not working. I'm going to try a few new things today and see if I can get it under control. All of my plants are starting to perk up from being transferred over. I want to get a better light on here. I got a really cheap light right now that I've had on my 10 gallon, but I think I need a better light since I've upgraded. He's just hanging out. Let's see what we got going up here. Same thing, I got rid of the stupid plastic top. Got me a glass top, which we actually did sell at work. And this is the lighting that I have. I bought it for my 10 gallon. It works well enough, but I think I need more power for, you know, a 20 gallon. I think I need to be brighter. I want to get the bigger version of my little net. But I went ahead and got the Marineland. It was between the Marineland and the Fluval, but I got this for 13 bucks. You can't go wrong with that. It was a price match, and it worked out really well. Now these are the buffers I have so far. I put this right here with the Biosponge, and I've also crammed this with Biosponge, just trying to calm it down. It's not working, so I'm going to take all of this out, and I'm going to try something else. I've seen a soap dish thing. My big thing is a soap dish will only cover this half. It doesn't do anything for this super crazy overflow we got here. So I'm still working on that. Much like all my other aquariums, I've got this one layered. You've got your filter sponge that it came with, and then I've got my Biosponge and 2 bags of, that was crammed in there pretty tight, of the bio gravel stuff here, the media here. So, you know, I'm going for that beneficial bacteria. This is kind of overflowing everywhere. I was just trying to damper it. It's not working. So I'm still trying to slow this down. So far it's not working. I'm going to do some more research. I know, like I said, I've seen the ideas of people using bottles, plastic bottles that are cut, people using soap dishes, people using the cotton and stuff, but I don't want to hurt my filter. So I think I'm going to try the soap dish one next, because I want it to be able to flow, but I want it to hit something before it hits the water type deal. And I think if I can get a soap dish to kind of fit this whole area here, so it'll flow into it, buffer it out a little bit. I've killed my circular, my spinning wheel. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. That's the project I'm slowly working on. Like I said, I've only had this tank set up for about a week or so. I'm about to do a water change on it today, because I did add those cory cats in there, and I don't know how well that, how the biocycle is going to keep up with them cories. Thought that they're super messy. Otherwise, as far as the water goes, he seems pretty relaxed. He doesn't seem to mind. He's not getting blown around too bad. I've got my plants all over the place in there. I got this floaty plant that's dying. I'm giving it a chance. If it seems to grow any new life or roots within the next few days, I'll keep it. If not, I'll probably have to throw it away. But that's what's been going on. I fixed the backgrounds I put that one on with some Vaseline. That's why it's so bright and vibrant through the glass, which is amazing. Before I add anything else, I was thinking about adding just a small school of Japanese rice fish, the orange ones with blue eyes. But like I said, I want this tank to catch up with this bio first. I want those plants to grow out a little bit more to give more hidey spots. I don't want to aggravate Elvis any more than I have. The cutest thing is when I put those panda cories in, he swam all the way down to see them, but he didn't pick at them. He just, like a bird, kept tilting his head sideways to look at them and check them out, and then he just left them alone. So for a beta, he's pretty chill with other fish. I think as long as we don't overcrowd him too much. As far as the rice fish go, that's a big consideration. It's not 100% yet. I'm still debating. I would like to, but we'll see how things go over the next few weeks as this tank finishes, you know, stabilizing and all that. And there you go, guys. That's my update on all my fish and what's going on in my room with all my aquariums. I'm sorry I haven't had an update in a long time. If you have any questions, feel free to post below, and I'm pretty quick to answer them. I've got his tank all set up for Halloween, so it looked cool. I originally got the idea because I have a black light, and the black light made everything look awesome, but when I ordered this new light, I realized that the blue light causes everything to glow crazy too, so... And then he's just like a ghost. He's my ghostly spirit. There are live plants in here along with these crazy fake ones, so no hate. No hate on the fake plants here. This is now my holiday tank. Since he hates everybody and I can't do much with it, I'm gonna decorate it for holidays and have some fun. Do you mind, Elvis? Or not Elvis, sorry, Autumn. It suits you since he's Autumn. I named him that because of his colors. He's got the autumn fall colors to have a Halloween tank, right? Alright guys, I'm out. My little aquariums. Peace!